first moved to New York in US, barely a few years into my first job in India, I thought I had made it. I was working in a financial institution in New York, the financial capital of the world, and that too in the heart of Manhattan. It was like my American dream had come true. But over time, I realized that my work life was more of survival than success. It was a non stop hustle. And despite the strong career growth that I had there, the stress level was extremely high. But all that changed when I moved to Europe 7 years ago, where my work life balance and personal well being are prioritized. And my life has never been better since. Want to hear my story? Hello, friends, and welcome back to The Happy Host. If you are an Indian professional looking to move abroad, my story might change your mind, or at least help you with some perspectives. But before we begin, please do not forget to subscribe to my channel. And if you're already supporting me, thank you. Please continue to show your love. When I lived in New York, my work life mirrored what most American professionals experience: long working hours, tight deadlines, and an unspoken expectation to be available 24/7. We worked very long hours, often more than 60 to 70 hours per week, and even logging in on weekends. And it wasn't just me. Most of my colleagues and friends from the industry, we were all caught in the same cycle. I had a friend who worked in Silicon Valley at that time in the IT industry, and she would also tell me how she was constantly on the edge, checking emails late at night, over weekends, and even on vacations. Even I recall working for my organization almost every weekend, every Saturday at least. In US, most companies in industries like IT, consulting, finance, they encourage working longer hours. In fact, it's an obvious expectation to work long hours. And even when employees are leaving office, say around 6 p.m., they are under pressure to respond to emails and messages at all hours of the day. So when I moved to Europe, the change in work culture came as a shock for me, of course, in the best possible way, because I moved from being a part of hustle culture in US to a more structured, balanced, and a humane way of working in Europe. In most parts of Northern Europe, the standard work week is 40 hours, and overtime is very rare. People don't glorify working late. In Sweden, for example, where I live, most employees leave office by about 4 or 5 p.m. And the right to disconnect, which is applicable in several countries, protects employees from being contacted outside of office hours because people can disconnect from all digital communications as per this law. I had once asked a Swedish colleague about checking emails after work, and he just laughed and said, why would I do that? Because work is work and life is life. I think that is a mindset in Europe which is in stark contrast to what I had seen in US earlier. Now, talking about vacations, the United States is the only advanced economy in the world which does not guarantee its workers a paid vacation. Now, most organizations provide 10 to 15 days of paid vacation, which is generally the norm, but most employees don't even use it at all. I remember one of my colleagues in US who worked in the marketing division, and she had about 10 days paid vacation every year, but she barely used them because taking time off was looked upon as a lack of dedication or responsibility. And this is a constant struggle with US professionals because they barely use their paid time off for fear of falling behind or to appear replaceable. Now, I was working in a financial institution and I was handling high volume interbank payments and treasury settlements. So, in my role, a continuous 10 days of leave was mandatory as per the law. So, my organization had to approve that. But it was constantly pushed, and I was always asked to postpone it to a later date. When I came to Europe, one of the biggest game changers was the paid vacation time. In Northern Europe, 4 to 6 weeks of paid vacation is the standard, Even in my organization, I get 6 weeks of paid vacation time, and we are all encouraged to use it. So we all use this full vacation period without any guilt. People completely log off from all kinds of official communications. And even our managers encourage us to do so, to completely stay away from all official devices and communications. A Danish friend had once told me that if you are checking your emails during your vacation, that means you're not doing your job well. And that was a wake up call. So I also started following that same practice now. So taking a 2-week vacation in US is a privilege. In Europe, it is your right. Another factor I feel adding to the work-related stress in US is its job insecurity. In US, they follow the at-will employment system, which means that employees can be let go at any time without much of a notice. And losing a job there is not just about losing your income. You also, in most of the cases, lose your health insurance attached to your job. And that adds another layer of anxiety because healthcare in US is very expensive. I have seen several people in US sticking to their jobs which they simply hate only because they cannot afford to lose the healthcare benefits. In contrast, in Europe, job security is much stronger due to the various labor laws and the strong labor unions in all of these countries. And healthcare is also universal in nature, which means that medical coverage is not linked to people's jobs. It is more of a benefit provided by the nations. So this removes a major source of stress in Europe, which Americans face otherwise. I have a friend in Germany who was laid off some time back, and he was still able to take care of his family thanks to the strong unemployment benefits and the social safety nets in Europe, something which you cannot even think of in America. In US, the salaries are very high, but so are the costs. Say healthcare, childcare, housing, these are very expensive. So during my time in US, work felt like a constant race for me. And even though my career was shaping up quite well, I felt that my quality of life and mental health suffered a lot. So when I moved to Europe, I realized that working hard does not mean that you have to sacrifice on your personal well being. The structured work culture, focus on employee well being, respect for personal time, all of these allowed me to focus and enjoy my career more rather than feeling that work controlled my life. There is no more the need to be available 24 bar 7. The evenings, weekends, and vacations are truly mine. And without this constant work pressure, I think I'm happier and more fulfilled. And thanks to this work life balance and the generous vacation, I have the freedom to explore my hobbies and travel. I finally found the time to do things that I love outside of my work, like gardening, reading, writing, and so on. So, moving from US to Europe has been a life changing decision for me, one that has made my work life from stressed to blessed. Many Indian professionals dream of moving abroad for a better life. But the definition of better life depends on what you value the most. So, if your interest is in career growth, high salaries, but you are willing to sacrifice your personal time, then US is a better choice. But if you value work life balance, job security, and a stress free life, then Northern Europe is a clear winner. I have lived both these experiences, and for me, the European way of life turned out to be the one where I found my balance. So, what have been your experiences, and what would be your advice to Indian professionals looking to move abroad? Would you choose Europe or US? Do share your feedback in the comment below. And if you like my content, please subscribe to my channel and like, share, and comment on this video. Hope to see you again next week with a new topic. Till then, bye bye.